Usually you push all the buttons all over the place, but we combining this into one software so we can make actions and triggers, and you can press one button, and we are integrating with Elgato Stream Decks and also other kinds of buttons, hardware buttons, so you can control whatever you want with a touch of a button. BitFocus is a startup, but it's an old startup because we started in 2018, but we started literally to work it in BitFocus last year in 2024. So it's an old startup, if I can say that.
What are you creating?
In 2024, we started to make a new, more grown-up, a bigger control system, which is called Buttons. So we are making software.
Anything that's called Buttons, I'm in favor of. What a great name that is. What does it do?
We are controlling above 700 different protocols and devices, so we can control literally almost whatever you want. And we have also a lot of generic protocols, so you can control even more stuff that isn't controllable.
Well, wait, back up about 2 steps. Where do I use buttons? What do I use buttons for? And do I have to have all these weird buttons all over my screen? How do I organize? Walk me through the process.
I'm coming from the production side, so I will take my point of view where I really needs buttons, and that's in a multi-camera setup, for example. But it can be in a radio studio, it can be wherever. But in a multi-camera setup, I need to control my graphics, I need to control my routers, I need to control the lights, and I want to have an on-air light on the outside. I need to control a bunch of different stuff. And usually you push all the buttons all over the place, but we combining this into one software so we can make actions and triggers, and you can press one button, and we are integrating with Elgato Stream Decks and also other kinds of buttons, hardware buttons, so you can control whatever you want with a touch of a button.
Would I think of this as a macro?
Yeah.
But it's a cool looking macro.
And it's a very powerful macro.
And what makes it powerful?
Because you have all the different integrations at the same space, same place. And you can both control different stuff, but you can also have multiple layers of stuff you're controlling. So any application that you need to control anything else, you can put the macros together, and it will be easier for the operator to use it.
So I can set up a button, a macro, which will trigger different applications to do different things. So rather than having to open the app and make the setting change, I push the button, it'll happen. But some things are more on a slider basis than just simply on-off. How do we deal with settings that have to vary?
On the Stream Deck Studios, the new hardware piece from Elgato, you have a rotary on the sides, and then you can push a button, and then you can turn the rotary. So then you can work around that. And hopefully in the future we will also integrate faders and more rotaries and more sliders based.
Would you consider this to be a software version of Stream Deck?
It's a glue software that makes the Stream Deck even more powerful, and it makes all the other equipment you have more powerful, and but at least the person in the chair that doing the operation makes also that person more powerful.
Can I use this with a Stream Deck?
Yeah. You should use it with the Stream Deck.
So I don't just have to push on-screen buttons. I can create the button on my computer and move the button and assign it to a Stream Deck.
Yes.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning?
I'm so sorry. But you should have a lot of Stream Decks all around, because then you can control whatever you want, wherever.
I would like to have a lot of Stream Decks all around, but I've got a very limited desk.
But then...
So this is essentially, not totally, but essentially Stream Deck programming, which is all the buttons you could possibly want.
Yeah, and I'm looking so much forward to it. Elgato is coming out with a new box who makes all old Stream Decks network enabled. So you doesn't need to have the USB into your computer, but you just hook it up on the network, and then you have the buttons all over. So that's why I say you need to have buttons all over.
How would you describe, for someone that hasn't heard of buttons, how would you describe the key features or the key benefits of buttons?
That's the hardest question I ever can get.
What makes it hard?
Because we do so much different, we can control so much, but the key features is that we are doing routing, we are doing NMOS and 2110 routing, so you can route both baseband, SDI, or audio, or Dante, or we're talking with all the different both controllers and different hardware on the routing side, but we also have the 700 integrations, so you can also start and stop your video, you can turn off the lights, you can do so much different with it. So it's always a little bit hard to say short, what do we actually do, because it's literally up to the user what they want to do and what they want to solve. But in short words, we are a control system.
That runs on
a Mac or a Linux or a Windows computer. And the enterprise will also run in Kubernetes.
Ole, thank you so very much.
Thank you.